Well, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have a leak. Got to do some repair somehow. So the how is going to have to cut that pipe, Actually, I don't know. May have to just rebuild this whole thing. Damn it. I have a bunch of leaks. Yep, gonna have to rebuild the whole thing. So it's off to the hardware store. I need pipe, I need tees, I need unions, and a few other things. I can tell you right now though that it's heating water. It's just not able to get it up to the end of the hose here. I redid my bucket. You can see I got it in there like that. So it's back off to Carson City. I know the bucket works. Alright, so we got our tees, tees, nipples, risers, and we're going to be putting them together like so. And we will get them going all the way down the box, and I'm going to get started on that. Yeah, I thought you guys might be interested in seeing how this is done. Alright, so got our pipe, got our tee. I'm going to set the pipe like so, set the tee like so. This is called a PVC primer. I'm going to start off with priming the inside of the tee. Set it down, and we'll prime the pipe. Set it down, put that back in the bottle, jar, can, whatever you want to call it. Alright, next step, glue. Put some glue on that. Set it down. Put some glue. A little more here, I'll let it dry out a bit. On here. Set it down. Put the tee up. And push down hard. You want that thing seated real good. You want it way down in there. Hold it for a couple of seconds. And it's a solvent-based glue. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'll see if I can get you a shot of this. Look down inside there. See all that stuff that bubbled up? That's the plastic. The glue ate away the plastic. It's welding it together right now. So, I'll put it over there in the done pile. Alright. Give you a little video on how I'm doing this. See if I can get this set up right. That would be right if it was set up correctly. Let's see something here. How's that? Let's go there, like that. And we'll put that right there. And it's kind of wedged in. All right. So I've got these kind of done. Always use a little primer right here. Get it all over. Especially these connectors have to have primer. They're kind of glazed, kind of slick, and the primer breaks up that glaze. So I'll take that. And we'll smear some glue in it. And we'll smear glue all over that one. Put that in there. And kind of line them up. Push it on. And hold it in place for a bit. Otherwise the glue will expand and push it away. I'll see if I can give you a example of that. Let's see, we'll take one of our 2-inch pipe nipples here. And no, you cannot buy these, you have to make them. So I spent an awful lot of time cutting 2-inch pieces of PVC. Get that on there, get that out of the way. Now watch what happens. I'll push this in, watch, it comes back out. So you got to push it in and hold it. Alright. Do another one here. Alright, those are primed up. Put some glue in that hole, glue around the pipe. Make sure you got plenty of glue. And push it on and hold it. Alright, it's there. Good enough.
Well, got it all put together. I hope it's put together well enough to work. Don't want any leaks, but you know, getting this stuff put together correctly is kind of a challenge. So anyway, I'm going to paint this up and get it into operation. Well, I've got some paint on it. I'm going to sit here and let this dry a little bit. And then go hook it up over there. So we'll be back. Let's see what we got here. Alright, I've got the cold water inlet hooked up. I used a male thread coupling here, and this is actually a PEX connector with a hose clamp. The hot water outlet is here. Same deal. PEX connector, hose clamp, and threaded coupling here. Hot water goes up, just dumps into the lid. Cold water outlet, I might have to do something on that. It may come loose. But let's fill this thing up and see what happens. First things first, we're going to set that off to the side. I should see some water coming out of it as I fill it up. Putting water into the bucket here. Let's see. Yeah. And filling up the heater here. So it's going to take a little bit of water. Alright, so that's more full than the heater. So let's see how we're doing on leaks. I'm looking along here. I'm not seeing any leaks yet. Don't see any dripping. What's that? No, that's just holes that I drilled in the other day. Alright. Okay, so it looks like it's holding water. We'll finish filling it up and check back in a little bit. The outside air temperature is about 72 degrees. So let's check the temperature of the water that's going into this thing. Let's see what we got here. It's going to take a while for that to go down. So it looks like the water temperature about 60, maybe a little less. We'll see what happens here. Don't have anything much coming out of the top. I added some insulation to the hot water side. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Alright folks, we have water flow. So I am going to, well, you know what? Let's put this under here and see how hot that water is. Let's get around to the other side. I'll be shading this thing a bit. Holy crap! All right, look at that. It's about 140 degrees. Wow, that is some hot water. Made some modifications. I put the bulkhead fitting on there. Had one laying around from previous versions of this. The reason being that I found that the inlet has to be at or below the highest level of water in the tub. So it's there. Put the thermometer in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the water temperature just about an inch below the surface is about 104, 102, 104, somewhere in there.
It's still cool at the bottom, so water is circulating. I've still got this jury rig going here. This is just hanging on here. It will probably pop off before too long. Bulkhead fitting there, no leaks. So water circulating. Temperature's coming up. Can feel the difference right in there. Don't know what the water temperature is lower down. Let's put this on in there a couple of inches. Bring it up some. Let's see. It's dropping down. It'll probably drop down to about 90 or so until this thing circulates through. The water flow is not terrific. I would estimate water flow at probably 3 gallons per hour, 4 gallons per hour, something like that. Which isn't bad. That's staying at about 95. So we'll see. Alright, measuring the water temperature coming into this thing, and as you can see, it's well over 100, looking like it's closer to 110. So water going out. Is about, let's see, let it go down here. A little under 100. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes since I started this thing up. And let's see, the water temperature is up to about, I'd say 105. Somewhere in there. It's over 100. That black mark's the 100-degree mark. Or maybe the black mark's a little more than 100, I don't know. Feels warm, cool down here, warm up here. See what it is up top. I think I've got this in the water still. About the same. Alright, we'll let it run. Now, this is the mostly finished prototype, version 3 point something or other. We have the water inlet down here. Water circulates through, goes through the risers, goes up as it heats. I know I could use a bigger pipe on the bottom and a bigger one on top. That's alright, I'm not worried about it. Okay, this is the water outlet right here, and the outlet is insulated. It goes up to my little Rubbermaid bin for experimentation. It's, I don't know, been 20-25 minutes, something like that, and the water temperature inside is about 100 degrees, close to the bottom of the bin. Got this thermometer stuck way down in there, a few inches under the surface. I'm going to let this thing run for another couple hours, and then check the water temperature again, see what's happened, and call it good. So anyway, eventually all that will be hooked up to this tote. I'll drain the water out of it that's in there now, and from the tote I'll move the tote over here to the worm bin, close to the worm bin, and I'll run probably that drip irrigation tubing around inside to keep the worm bed warm. We'll see how all that works. I'll build probably an enclosure for the tote and insulate that, the whole thing, so that when the temperature drops into the teens at night, the water temperature there will still be above freezing. And I'll probably put a little bilge pump on it to keep the water circulating some. That way, you know, I can hook up a bilge pump to a battery and use the sun to charge the battery, and just have this thing all self-contained. If I do that, things will work pretty well, I think. That way I'll have a powered system. This is all a passive system. There's no power to it. There's no pressure in the system, and I don't want any pressure in the system. So if I hook a pump up to it, what I'll do is hook the pump to the outlet side over here and have it drawing water instead of pushing water through the system. You know, it'll push it up the pipe into the tank, but it'll draw it through that. That way this PVC doesn't see any real pressure on it. This stuff's getting this stuff's already getting abused. If you check the water temperature coming right out of the outlet, it's over 140 degrees coming out of there, and this pipe really is not rated for that kind of temperature. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll get this posted up onto YouTube, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, but water temperature is up to about 110. This thing's been sitting out here about an hour doing its thing. It's just a Rubbermaid tote, about a 5-gallon tote, something like that. So, yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. We'll see what happens. So, what do we got here? Looks like the water temperature after a couple hours in here has gotten up to about 115. Not too bad. We'll let her set.